Do you want to ask me what gets me mad? And I'll tell you what gets me mad. No more good stuff. Alright, let me just fucking explain. First of all, how we had awesome stuff back in the day. From the 70s, 80s, 90s, the early 2000s, the mid 2000s, but not the late 2000s, to be honest with you. So, where do we begin off? The awesome things. Yeah, of course, in the 90s, you had some good movies, you had some good video games, good cartoons, uh, all that jazz. You had some fair amount of decent music too, but mainly the rap music was good. Um, Another thing is you had some animes too that was good, but it's just like when we get to today, most of the stuff is either okay or it's just garbage. It's other trash. Like, think about it. There's only a fair amount of good stuff that came out in the last 5 or 6 years. Because when you talk about a year ago or 2 years ago, there's really nothing. Yeah, there is some good films, there is some good stuff that came out, but it's just like, come on. Most of that stuff was just either remakes or pointless sequels that we did not need, or pointless prequels that should have never ever been made. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a film or a game or a show or a comic book or a manga or anime or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. Because most of the shit is just rehash, redo, remake, reboots. All that fucking bullshit that we don't really fucking need. Yeah. And some of the newer stuff is not original. It's been done before. Yeah, the title of the movie, name of the movie might be different, but it's about the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You get the fucking points. Why did they do this for? Because, let's just face it, they're just tired of making good things. They want it to die out, honestly. And when they wanted the films to die out in video games and music and everything else, it all started after '07 and it began in '08. Think about it. Let's point out something. The Watchmen movie. That's a fucking terrible piece of shit. Alright? Some terrible 360 games and PS3 games. Some terrible music. Generic music. Shitty, fucking, sucky ass. That it needs to go jump off a cliff. Music. What did we have? Fucking Kesha? TikTok? And Soldier Boy and all that fucking bullshit? And pretty much later you would just get generic stuff. And the shit right now, which it's like, I don't even want to waste my money driving all the way to a cow damn theater, taking a risk of what the film uh what is it gonna be, and if it's gonna be good or bad or even worse, sucky to the point where you walk out of the theater 15 or 20 minutes later into the film. Yeah, you do have films like that you walk out of 20 or 30 minutes later. Because how horrible the plot is, how horrible everything is, the CGI takes you out of the film. Um, it's just overall an horrible film. And then, of course, you have horrible games and horrible animes and horrible shows and horrible everything. It's just like they made this shit so that it could die out pretty soon and then we don't have nothing anymore. That's the only reason why they're doing it. Why else would they be making all these remakes? Why else would they be butchering music? Why else would they make anime terrible? Why else would they make everything terrible? Because they are sick and tired of making anything new, and if they do make it new, they just take from an older movie or an older game or whatever the fuck it is. They take from it and they call it brand new. They smack a sticker on it and they call it brand new. Fucking bullshit. Alright? How I feel, the movie industry is gonna die soon. The music industry is gonna die soon. The video game industry might have its second crash. Uh, Cartoons are not going to be made anymore. Nothing is going to be made anymore. You have to rely on the old good stuff. And I'm not being a nostalgia tard here. For some people that call me a nostalgia tard, no, I'm just telling the simple, true facts that today's day and age, you're not going to get that magic that you got back then. You're not going to get that good sounding music that you got back then. You're not going to get anything that you got back then because they are trying to sell to a new demographic. And that, of course, is the demographic that doesn't give a shit about content. Why else would you have downloadable content? So motherfuckers could keep on paying uh, a lot of money to Xbox Live or PSN. Why else would you have so many sequels to a movie that should only had a trilogy and not 10 or 20 movies to fucking begin with? Whatever the hell it is, it doesn't matter. Like, let's say if they was to make, like, whatever, a guy sitting on a fucking toilet for an hour and 30 minutes. Let's just say The Shit Chronicles Part 1. And they made Chronicles Part 10. And Part 10 comes out a lot of years, or let's just say 8 years later, after the first movie. Now, how stupid is that, honestly? Like, and then, of course, video games are just like, okay, really now? Really? Is this what you're gonna really do? Is this what you're gonna really look forward to? Is a game that might be a pile of shit? Yeah, I've been let down many of times, people. Yeah. You remember how Duke Nukem Forever was supposed to be a really good game, but then when it came out, it got terrible reviews and terrible everything. Yeah, so what the fuck happened there? And then, of course, you had 300 Rise of an Epic Fail that opened up my eyes, and I suddenly realized, yeah, it's just gonna fall down to shit. I better just stop with this. And of course, uh, a couple of videos ago, when I did the review for The Expendables 3, I was really disappointed in The Expendables 3. I was not disappointed in Sly and all them, but I was disappointed that the movie was PG-13 and it was for the dumb demographic. Yeah. How fucking stupid is that shit? And to be honest with you, I only look forward to the older films, the older video games, and the older animes, and the older music. Because everything is just generic, bland, and boring today. Yeah. And the only reason why is because they want it to die out, and they don't want us to have entertainment anymore. But here's the thing. What they don't know is we still have our entertainment, and it's in our homes. You have it, I have it, we all have it. If it's me, or Rambo Rap for Life, or Mike OCP Communications, or if it's Helsing 920, and many more other people as well. All of us. We all have it in our homes. And that's our DVDs, that's our Blu-rays, that's our older films, that's our older video games, that's our older whatever entertainment you have. It matters. It matters. And it matters if it makes you happy or not. If it makes you happy, good. But it's just like this new entertainment is just filled with the garbage and unnecessary bullshit. Honestly, why would you pay that much for downloadable content on a game when you had all that shit on the Super Nintendo cartridge to fucking begin with? And it's like, why are you doing this for? It's so you can make it die out. That's why. They don't want uh, entertainment to exist. That's why it's so boring like that. That's why it's so lifeless like that. Each and every fucking thing that you get now today is lifeless and boring. I just really wanted to point that out, and that's how I feel. That's my views. That's my opinions. That's the way I feel about it. If you guys feel a different way about it, put it down there in the comments. Let me know. Tell me how you feel about it. Alright? Anyways, with that, this is what gets me mad. I am out. Peace.